Hi Year 11, it's now lesson 2 of week 6 of half term, of the week before half term, and this is the second lesson about the environment. Yesterday, in lesson 1, you looked at a huge amount of vocab. We're going to do some more of that today and do some more reading and listening exercises. What I wanted to do first of all was correct the exercise you did in lesson 1, which was exercise, it was like a little mini test. So here we go. This is what you should have got for the test. I'm going to leave you to correct this. So pause it while you correct it, please. Okay, so I'm assuming you've now checked what you got yesterday, and hopefully you had most of these right. I just wanted to point out a couple of things on this slide. First of all, in number 3, the water is very polluted. We've got el agua está muy contaminada. Now, if you are looking at that very closely, you may question why. If it's el agua, why is it contaminada with an A at the end, with a feminine ending? And it's because actually agua is feminine. You get agua fría, cold water. But it's very difficult to say la agua. It's a bit like saying an egg. We say an egg. And similarly, in Spanish, they will say el agua, even though it is in fact feminine. The rest of it, I think, was fairly straightforward, and hopefully you had this from the work that we did yesterday before you did the test. Okay, so moving on for this lesson, I'm going to move straight into a bit more vocab you're going to need. We've got tin, cardboard, and rubbish. New words, lata, cartón, and basura you saw already. But una lata de cola would be a can of Coke. Reciclar is the verb to recycle. Pila is the word for battery. Vidrio is glass. Papel is paper. Now going back to pila, that is the word for battery that I want you to learn. I think I had a conversation with one class this year about batería being used to talk about a phone battery, and indeed it is. And I think language changes over the years because usage changes. But you need to know that pila does mean battery also. Okay, coming down, we've got 3 more. Plástico, contenedor, papelera. So 3 more words to add to your words list you're building up for all the vocab to do with the environment. Okay, so we're going to do next a reading, and I'm going to get you to pause this and do the task. We'll correct it in a few minutes. So pause, resume the video when you're ready to move on and correct this. Okay, so assuming you have now done the task, or the tasks A and B, and you're now resuming the video, first thing you need to do is find some equivalent phrases. So we wanted the Spanish for any place. Now the word place is sitio or lugar, and here we've got lugar at the top. Cualquier lugar means whatever place, whatever person, whatever place, whatever restaurant you want to go to, cualquier. So any place is cualquier lugar. Correct containers, los contenedores correctos. You have to. It's this one here, tienes que, hay que. So at home you have to, tienes que, hay que. You will have to is underneath that, se deberá. Now that's a slightly different way of saying you. It's just a very, it's impersonal. It's like saying you have to do your homework, you have to follow the rules, se deberá, or you will have to do something. Not talking to anyone in particular, just you in general. But it's the simple future there, se deberá. Pollution, we know, is la contaminación. Environment, you've seen lots of times now, it's el medio ambiente. Teenager, los jóvenes. Did you know that? So over here, there should be an accent on this I actually, because it's the imperfect tense, sabías que. Did you know that? Sabías que, imperfect. And help is ayuda, help the environment. Ayuda el medio ambiente. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, then you need to answer the questions. Where can you recycle? You can recycle anywhere. Cualquier lugar es bueno para reciclar. Any place is good for recycling. What's very important when you recycle? Lo importante es separar los productos y poner todo en los contenedores correctos. So the important thing is to separate products and put everything in the correct containers. What should you do at home? This was en casa tienes que colocar 4 bolsas distintas. You need to get together 4 different color bags, or different bags, not different color bags, different bags. So organic, that's for sort of food waste, paper, glass, and tin cans. And then you need to put each bag in a container of a different color. There's your different colors coming up. Why is recycling important? El reciclaje es importante porque se puede evitar la contaminación, so you can avoid pollution. Se pueden salvar los árboles, you can save trees. Y se pueden ayudar el medio ambiente, you can help the environment. What incentive is used in Spain? It's money. Se puede ganar dinero. You can earn money by recycling in Spain. And which electronic instrument or gadget really can you recycle? Se pueden reciclar ordenadores, móviles, cámaras y televisiones, computers, mobiles, cameras, and TVs. Okay, so that gave you an idea of a piece of writing which covered the environment with some nice phrases there to learn. Okay, moving on. We're going to do a listening first of all, and here you need to write down the numbers 1 to 12 because there are 12 gaps and you need to work out what they are filled with. So listen to the sound file, fill in the numbers, or write down the numbers 1 to 12, fill in the missing words, and after that we will do the find the Spanish at the bottom there. I'll play it once. If you need to record, if you need to
Página 169.
If you need to repeat it, obviously you can just rewind the video.
Ejercicio 4. Escucha y lee. Contesta a las preguntas en inglés.
El medio ambiente nos preocupa a todos. Tengo suerte porque gano mucho dinero, pero quiero legar a mis hijos un mundo sano. Así que por eso he cambiado mi comportamiento. Antes tenía un Hummer e iba a todas partes en coche, incluso para visitar a mis vecinos. Ahora conduzco un coche híbrido y además cojo la bici a menudo. O si no, ando. Antes no pensaba en proteger el medio ambiente. Llevaba ropa de marca muy cara y a menudo compraba cosas que no necesitaba. Ahora reutilizo todo. Papel, bolsas de la compra. También compro todo de segunda mano y doy mi ropa vieja a la tienda de segunda mano Oxfam. Antes no separaba la basura. Sin embargo, ahora reciclo el vidrio, el papel y el plástico y pongo todo en el contenedor correcto. Antes nunca cuidaba del jardín, pero ahora cultivo de todo: fruta, legumbres y flores. También pongo mis residuos orgánicos en el contenedor de compostaje. Reduzco mi consumo al máximo.
Okay, so if you've had to pause to listen more than once, that's fine. But when you're ready, we're going to correct it now. So the first one, el medio ambiente nos preocupa a todos. So we're all worried about the environment. Tengo suerte porque gano mucho dinero. He earns a lot of money. But he wants to leave to his children a healthy world, he says. Antes tenía un Hummer e iba a todas partes en coche. Ahora conduzco un coche híbrido, o si no, ando. Antes no pensaba en proteger el medio ambiente, llevaba ropa de marca muy cara. También compro todo de segunda mano. Antes no separaba la basura. Sin embargo, ahora reciclo el vidrio, el papel y el plástico. Antes nunca cuidaba del jardín, pero ahora cultivo de todo. El contenedor de compostaje is the last one there. Okay, so before we sort of pick out any other things, now have a look and see if you can find the Spanish for I'm lucky. Pause if you need to. The answer is, in fact, tengo suerte. Tengo suerte. He says he's lucky because he earns a lot of money, but he wants to leave. That's like to leave something to somebody in a will or something, or to I can't think of the other word in English, but yes, to leave my bequeath. That's what it is, to my children a healthy world. So I have changed my behavior. There's a nice perfect tense there. He cambiado. I have changed my behavior. He's saying before he used to have a Hummer vehicle. He went everywhere by car. Imperfect tenses again. Tenía, iba. Incluso para visitar mis vecinos, even to visit my neighbors. For this reason, we've done that one already. Okay. Así que por eso, that was the beginning. Así que por eso. So he wants to leave his children a healthy world, and so for that reason he has changed his behavior. Otherwise, or if not, is o si no, and that's here. Now I drive a hybrid car, and besides I take the bike often, or if not, I walk. Second hand, de segunda mano, and that's here. Remember, mano is feminine, even though it ends in an O, it's la mano. So second hand is segunda mano. Vegetables at the bottom, legumbres, and I reduce is reduzco. Okay, so hopefully you understood all of those words and phrases at the bottom, and you filled in the gaps from the listening. Okay, now on the original video I did for this, I went through this and it took a long time. It's a very long task. I'm not going to do it now because I'm giving you too much work, I've realized, and I'm overloading people a bit. I'm going to leave it here. It's on this screen and you can go back to it and see it if you want to do extra work, because it's quite nice reading. If you want to do it yourself, you can look at the cognates first of all in each text. What I will do, just for a second, I don't know if this works. Hold on a minute. Okay, so let me move my face out of the way. Right, there's a better view of the three texts, 1, 2, and 3. So that's there, and you can come back to that if you want to. Just going back to the full screen will give you the tasks, looking at cognates and context to find out the following phrases in Spanish, and then there are some words and phrases to complete in English. If you want to do the extra practice, then that'll be really useful for you, but I'm not going to overload everyone with it. Okay, so if you want to stop here or come back to it, that's fine. Otherwise, we're moving on. And we're going to do one more listening before we finish today on this bit. So, here, excuse me, here you need to listen. There are 10 words which you need to identify. And then you're going to sort of analyze those words a bit. So here is the listening. You can read it at the same time, but you may want to listen to it more than once.
Página 174. Ejercicio 3.
Listen to part 2 of Helen's conversation and note down the words that fill the gaps. Part 2.
¿Qué no hay que hacer?
A ver, tengo una lista larga. No utilice combustibles fósiles. No ensucie el agua. No use detergentes con fosfatos porque son peligrosos. Creo que deberíamos proteger la vida marina. Para ahorrar energía no deberíamos dejar la luz encendida cuando salimos de una habitación. Tampoco deberíamos malgastar el papel, sobre todo en el colegio. Hay que pensar en los árboles.
¿Cómo has cambiado tu vida para proteger el medio ambiente?
Antes no pensaba en proteger el medio ambiente, así que en el pasado nunca separaba la basura. Tampoco llevaba una bolsa a la compra. No había oído hablar del calentamiento global. En mi opinión, ahora soy más respetuosa con mi entorno. Cuando voy de compras con mi madre, le digo que es importante que compremos productos ecológicos. Además, en casa siempre desenchufo los electrodomésticos para consumir menos energía.
Okay, I just realised that I could have made that easier for you by making it bigger. Sorry, that was my fault. There's a bigger picture of it, but you haven't got the listing on that one. Okay, so looking at the words you needed to complete, if you've paused and done and listened to that more than once, and now you're correcting it, what you should have got, and I will go back to the bigger screen here. First of all, we had the first one, something deberíamos proteger. It's creo que. So creo que deberíamos proteger la vida marina. So I think that we should protect marine life or sea life. Número dos, something ahorrar energía. And this was difficult because she doesn't say this very clearly, but it's para. Para ahorrar energía no deberíamos dejar la luz encendida, and that leads you to the next one, cuando salimos de una habitación. So basically saying in order to save energy, we shouldn't leave the light switched on, or lit, literally, when we leave a room. Something deberíamos malgastar el papel. Tampoco. Neither should we. Tampoco deberíamos malgastar el papel. Número 5. Something en el colegio. Sobre todo. Sobre todo en el colegio. Hay que pensar en los árboles. Número 6. Antes no pensaba en proteger. Something en el pasado. Así que en el pasado. Something separaba. Nunca separaba la basura. Tampoco llevaba una bolsa a la compra. Then number 8. En mi opinión. En mi opinión, ahora soy más respetuosa con mi entorno. Cuando voy de compras con mi madre, le digo que something compremos. That's a present subjunctive, which is used there as like an imperative. Es importante, it should be es importante que. Es importante que compremos. It's important that we buy eco products. Number 10 is además, en casa siempre desenchufo los electrodomésticos para consumir menos energía. Okay, so what you then need to do is look at the words that you identified and how you describe them. Phrases to express a point of view, connectives or negatives. So, creo que is a point of view, I think that. Para is a connective, in order to. Cuando is a connective, when. So when we leave a room, when we recycle. Tampoco is neither, so that's a negative. So neither should we waste paper. Sobre todo is above all. And what would we say that? I mean, it's giving sort of importance to different points of view, isn't it? But it's a connective, really. Sobre todo, above all. Así que, therefore, is also a connective. Nunca, never. So it's a negative. En mi opinión is obviously a phrase to express a point of view, in my opinion. Es importante is also a point of view, because I think it's important. Además is besides, and that's a connective. Okay, so I'm going to leave it. I don't think there's anything. No, there isn't. So I'm going to leave it at that for this lesson today. As I said, if you want to go back to the slide that I missed out deliberately, the first recording of this was rather long, so I changed it at the last minute. But you're very welcome to go back and use that if you think that it will be helpful, which indeed it will be. And if you have time, then please do. Okay, thank you very much. I will see you in lesson 3. Adios.